All right, so now we're going to do our assignments together, and you can watch this if it gives you some insight, and if you need some insight in this. But I'm going to go to chapter 2 and click on assignment, and here on assignment I'm going to load chapter 2 assignment here. So it's launching, and when it launches you can pause the video and you can read the little description that comes up, which is coming up right now. In 3, 2, 1, show me the information. Maybe it only show, there it is right there. So you can pause the video and read that if you'd like. And now I'm going to start the assignment. And so here I've got 13 questions. The response to a question has 3 alternatives, A, B, and C. A sample of 120 responses provides 54A, 24B, and 42C. Show the frequency and relative frequency distributions. Use 2 decimal for relative frequency. Frequency is, we have A is 54, and B is 24, and C is 42. And that total is 50, 60, 110. 110. So 54, the relative frequency is 54 divided by 110. So I could just grab all these numbers here like that. And I'm going to come over here to my spreadsheet and create a new tab. And I'm going to paste that and see how that pastes in. And I'm going to move this one up here. So come on, where's my hand? There we go, 54. I'm going to move this one up here, 24. And I'm going to move this one up here. And then I'm just going to delete these rows. Delete those. And this is just formatting the data. And I'm just going to delete that one. And then this should be 110. We'll just check that. And what did I sum up? Sum, I need to show what I'm summing, so I'm going to sum that stuff up right there. Press enter. Oh, it's 120. So 54, 24, and 42. I got that wrong. So good thing I checked that. So I'm done with this. I'm done with that. And I'm done with that. And I need to come over here and make that 120. All right, and now to 2 decimal places here, I'm going to have equal to this divided by that, and I'm going to press F4 on my keyboard to make the B5 reference absolute, and that gives me that. And now I'm going to Control C and Control V and Control V to get that, and then go back out of formula view. So I could go to data, I could go to view, show formulas, and there's the control backtick is to get in and out of formula view. So I got 0.45, 0.2, and 0.35, and if I sum those up, and this is a relative formula, it will add up to 1. So just to see that formula, this is relative, add up the 3 things above it. This is relative, add up the 3 things above it. When it adds it up here, you get 1. When it adds it up here, you get that. It's a relative references in that formula. And so 45, 2, and 35 is 0.45 and 0.2 and 0.35. 0.45, 0.2, and 0.35, and this one here, I accidentally entered the data there, that should be 24. And then that should sum up to 1. And now I'm going to check my work, and that's all good, so I'm going to go to the next question. Just hit next right there. And this next question, in alphabetical order, the 6 most common last names in the United States were all these. Assume a sample of 50 individuals. If one of the last names provide the following data, click on the data file logo to reference the data. I could also just grab the data like this. Let me grab all this data, Control C, and then I could come in here to Google Sheets, create a new sheet, and Control Shift V. Control Shift V is edit, paste special, and values only. So I paste all that and gives them to me like this. And then I could just take these and I could move them down here. And I could take these and Control X and Control V, and I could take these and Control X and Control V, and I could take these and Control X and Control V, and now I could sort this. So I'm just gonna go up, select this whole spreadsheet and go to data and choose sort range, and I'm going to sort range by column A to Z. So there I've sorted it, and then I'm going to right click right on one, choose insert a row above, and I'll call this name, and we'll make this bold. And I imagine we're going to have to do a count here. So my count is frequency, relative frequency, and percent frequency. So I could grab these, and it's on different rows. So frequency, frequency, relative frequency, and percent frequency. And you seeing how I work is going to help you learn how to work, right? And so that's kind of what's going on here. And then I'm going to do a count if, and count if, and I want to count from this range of data, okay? And I'm going to hold that constant, so I'm going to press F4 to make that constant. And I'm going to push a comma in, and what do I want to count? I want to count brown. So I'm just thinking about how to just get each of the names there, because I need, so I'm going to hit escape here, and I'm going to just right click here and insert one column left, and they have all my names that I need right here, right there. So I'm going to do a Control C on that and come back over here and just do a Control Shift V here, and then I could just sort this right here. So I'm going to do a, I'm just seeing if it's already sorted. Let's see if it changes. I'm going to do a data. Well, we'll select these individual cells so we keep it in the same order, and then just delete. Let's see if we can just delete these cells. And right click and then choose cut pot, show view more cell actions. And it's not giving me delete, so no easy way to do that. So I guess I'll just do this. Control X and Control V, and then Control X and Control V and Control X and Control V and Control X and Control V and Control X and Control V. And so now I'm going to put here, and we'll call this one names, and we'll call this one observations. And now frequency, we're going to do equals to count if, and count if is that one, and we're going to count this, and we're going to make that absolute, F4, and then comma, and what do we want to count it for? We want to count it for that, and that looks good. Now I'm just going to copy this down, and then I'm going to total that, and that total will be sum, and sum all that up. And then we need a relative frequency, so this is going to be equal to this amount divided by that amount, and hold that absolute, F4, and then Control C all of that down. And then same thing here, it's going to be equal to this amount divided by that amount, and hold that constant, and then copy all this down. But then we want these to be percents. So I'm going to highlight all these, and I'm going to hit percent, and that gave me my percentages. All right, so there's my answer. So we got 14.2, and I could pull this out onto its own sheet, just its own browser tab, and then I could click back and forth between that and here. So the frequency, and Alt-Tab will take me between these. Alt-Tab, hold down Alt, press Tab on your keyboard, lets you switch between open windows on Windows. And if it's you're on a Mac, it's I think it's the same. Command Tab does it. So we've got 7, 10, 7, 6, 12, 7, 10, 7, 6, 12, and we have 8. 8, and the total is 50. 50, and then that's going to be 0.14, and that's going to be 0.20, and that's going to be 0.14, 0.14, 0.20, 0.14, and this one is 0.12. It's just each of these doubled, 0.24, because it's out of 50. So to double 50, 2 times 50 is 100. So 2 times 8 is 0.16, and that's going to be 1. And then frequency is going to be 14, and 20, and 14, and 12, and 24, And what is that one? 16. And that's going to be 100%. Just checking my work. And then which one is the correct chart to actually represent the data? So our largest data is Smith. So we're just looking for stuff where Smith is the largest, right? And so the one where Smith is the largest is, you know, it's number 1. 1, 2, 3. So it's number 1. And which of the following 3 sorted bar charts actually represents data? Again, we're looking for Smith as the largest, so that's 2. So it's going to be 2. And which pie chart, select the correct pie chart. Smith is the largest, 16%. Smith is what? 24%. So we're looking for Smith 24%. So that's incorrect. Smith 16. That's correct. Smith 24. That's not correct. So it's number 2. And based on these data, what are the 3 most common last names? 3 most common last names: Smith and Johnson. Sorry, Smith, Johnson, and Williams. Smith, Johnson, Williams. Smith, Johnson, Williams. And which type of chart makes this most apparent? Sorted bar chart, right? All right, so check my work. And yay, 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 and then go to the next one. So it looks like this is more of the following. I think you've gotten a good idea about how to do this. So I'm going to just cut out here and leave the rest to you. Have fun. Have fun doing it. Have fun.